I'm blessed to be here today, and I would like to take you back to 1995, where we heard a Baba has come and he cures. And it was totally unbelievable because my husband's work was selling medicines, and it was very uncanny. How can anybody be like that? So we didn't believe initially, and we didn't go. We also had that at the back of our minds that maybe he's a tantric, maybe, he's somebody who is a little shady. It was very difficult to believe anybody like that. But as time went by, we went on hearing, heart theek ho rahe hain, cancer theek ho rahe hain, and then again, miracles ho rahe hain. So then, at the back of my mind, I had this that, my legs used to pain a lot after my daughter was born. So I wanted to have relief, get relief, and my son was very young. He was about 7. He used to have pus in his throat. So he would have fever every month. And that was actually what drove me towards Guruji, that my son was resistant to all antibiotics except one. And the doctors would do whatever they could, but that was it. So when we went there was no Bada Mandir at that time. There was no Chota Mandir, there was no Dugri Mandir. Guruji had come from Jalandhar and he was blessing people. He had taken a place in Greater Kailash, and we went there. And when he came, he would just rotate amongst the Sangat. The Sangat would be just sitting. And my husband, touched his feet many a time. Again and again. He said, मेरा दिल करा कि मैं बस इनके पैर ही छूता जाऊं. और वो बार बार जब मेरे पास आते थे, स्माइल करते थे, मैं सीधा उनके चरणों में जाता था. It was not the same for me. I was a skeptical person. I said, no, I will not go down on my feet and touch his feet. I will not go down and touch his feet till I am absolutely sure as to who he is. So, मैं तो दूर से ही नमस्कार कर लूंगी, I had that in my mind. So Guruji comes to me and he smiles at me and he says, Namaskar. So I said, okay, he can read my mind. And after that, he told us to come somewhere with him. There were about 40 cars which went behind him. Everybody was sitting on the floor, even though there were sofas there. But I felt I can't sit on the floor. So I went and stood in a corner. And Guruji went and locked himself in a room. He came out and he came straight to me and he motioned me to stand. And when I did, he said, thus. I said, जी मेरा मुंडा. He said, उसकी छोड़, अपनी बता, तुझे क्या प्रॉब्लम है? I said, जी मेरी टांगें बहुत दर्द करती हैं. कहते हैं यहाँ इतनी देर तू बैठी रही, तुझे दर्द हुई? Then I realized that there was no pain. So he said, आज के बाद नहीं होगी. It's been 25 years. The pain vanished. It hasn't come back. And I don't know where it went. After that, he said, Munde dadas. I just did not give him the details I gave you. I just told him, gala kharab rehta hai. So he said, सोने का ओम पहना दे, घर में चावल बनाना और खाना बंद कर दो. So I just thought in my mind, इतने छोटे बच्चे को अब सोने की चेन. So he smiles and he tells me, पीले धागे में पहना दियो फिर. So again I looked at him that he can read my mind. And then I just tiptoed and I said into his ear, I said, जी joint family है regarding the rice. So he said, ठीक है फिर तू, तेरा घरवाला, तेरे दोनों बच्चे सारी उम्र ना चावल खाओगे ना वर्तोगे. Later, I was told that when it comes in his langar, it is parshad. I'm not to view it as padarth, meaning an item, whether it's rice or a wheat roti or whether it's dal. I'm just to view it as parshad and finish that. So, normally it is up to Guruji what he serves, but the general trend which he had set was of 2 rotis, 1 dal, 1 sabzi and meetha. There was meetha in Prashad, and he always used to say, I heard him saying to somebody standing right next to me, he said, Prashad ich pehle mitha rakhi da. So, the chai Prashad and the langar are his blessings. We we just heard a lot of things from Guruji that day. He blessed and he went on blessing, and he said, you have your own school. I said, no, you are mistaken. My mother is the one who runs her preschool. I don't run anything, I don't have anything. So he says, no, you are the one who's running your own. I have seen it and you will see. And sure enough, I ran my own preschool for the past 20 years. So nothing what Guruji had said just is by the way, or just, told to you without having a deeper meaning. Everything has had a deeper meaning and has a deeper meaning in my life, even today, where he had said certain things, and as and when the time comes, we are just following that, and we are sorted. So Guruji is someone very pristine. Somebody I cannot explain about. Inexplicable is the word I would use here for him. He is that power which is, for me, literally driving my universe. He is that supreme power who has so much of Shakti in him that he can do anything for human beings. Anything. There is nothing which Guruji Maharaj cannot do. Everything. He had said, हार्ड मांस का मैं सामने बैठा हूँ, हड्डी और मांस का मैं सामने बैठा हूँ. लोगों ने इंसान समझ लिया, बहुत बाद में समझ आएगी कि मैं क्या हूँ. Then he once made us hear a lot of kalyans from another person, and then another person came and few more came. And we were at the hearing and we were told to listen to all that Guruji had done for them. And we heard, and after a while my husband intervened and asked him. He said, Guruji, don't you think you're being a little pompous by telling all these people here to narrate all that you have done for them? So Guruji smiled, and he was very kind. He just answered my husband in such a manner. He said, I have a lot of ways in which I give blessings, and there are so many ways in which I do give them. People don't even come to know. And out of all those blessings, one is that when the narrator is speaking and the listener is listening, both are blessed. How? That is my job, not yours. So, to put it in Hindi, जो बोलता है उदा भी भला, जो सुनता है उसका भी भला, दोनों तरफ मेरी blessings चल रही होती हैं. वो पता करना तुम्हारा काम नहीं, तुम अपनी blessings लो. That is what we were told that day. And then Guruji had said that times to come are going to be hard. And he had given a very simple solution. He said, blessed are those that pray. So prayer is what is going to act as a shield. He said, jo paath karega, wo bach jayega. I never understood bach jayega. What did he mean by that? Today I do. So we are just in his sharan, all of us. He takes care. He takes care in such a manner that maybe if left to ourselves, we would not be that capable to take care. But Guruji takes care. Once I was told, Je main tenu dassanga tenu ki hai, tere pairan tale zameen khisak jayegi. I said, Maharaj, please don't tell me. I don't need to know. I have seen that you can do everything. So you please cure me. Whatever it is, don't tell me. He said, 5 saal baad dassanga. I said, 5 saal baad bhi tusi mainu na dasna. Jo bhi hai tusi theek kar dena. I was given no darshan for 5 years. I was not allowed to come and meet him. I could not see his photograph. There weren't any photographs. The big ones that you see today, these were not available. And the very, very small ones, the pocket-sized ones, were given by Guruji himself as prasad. So after 5 years were over, and I was just praying in my mind that Guruji, मेरा बहुत दिल करता है कि मैं आपको मैं देखूं, लेकिन मैं जब तक आप आज्ञा नहीं दोगे, मैं कुछ भी करके एक फोटो आपसे लेना चाहती हूं और मैं किसी से मांगूंगी नहीं. उस टाइम कभी भी, आज भी आपको मैगजीन्स में या न्यूज़पेपर्स में या टीवी पे आप कभी भी गुरुजी का प्रचार नहीं, उनके हुक्म से ही नहीं सुन सकते. तो एक मैगजीन मेरे हस्बैंड लेते थे, उसी मैगजीन में एक फोटो गुरुजी की आई। वो पन्ना निकाल के मैंने अपने बेड साइड ड्रॉर में रख लिया। एक दिन जब मैं स्कूल से वापस आई तो मेरा सांस उखड़ गया। आई कुडंट ब्रीथ इन, ब्रीथ आउट, आई वाज वेरी डिस्कम्फर्टेड। I could just manage to call my husband and say, can't breathe. And same for my mother. I had nobody around me that time. My son had run to the nearest hospital to get an oxygen cylinder. Daughter had run to the neighbors. People in the house who were there were trying to help. My father-in-law couldn't climb stairs. My mother-in-law was no more. I came to know all this later on. At that particular moment, I just took out that photograph of Guruji's by my bedside, and I just said, Guruji, I cannot breathe. And I got a strange sensation at the back of my neck, and suddenly I felt I could breathe and breathe comfortably at that. I was still taken to the hospital with an oxygen mask over my nose. I was lying there and I was thinking, where am I? And I asked the nurse around just by, asking her like that. And she said, ICCU. I just wondered to myself that when my end came, not my husband, not my parents, not my children came in handy, only my Guru came in handy. My mind was saying, ना मेरा घरवाला काम आया, ना मेरे माँ-प्यो, ना मेरे बच्चे, ना कोई और, सिर्फ मेरा Guru काम आया. Because Guruji had told me years back, he had said that जब अंत आता है, घर का कोई भी मेंबर चाह के भी काम नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि सारे इंसान की जूनी में है. गति सिर्फ गुरु दे सकता है और गुरु ही काम आएगा. और मेरे लिए उस दिन गुरु ही काम आया. एक और चीज उन्होंने मेरे को बोली थी कि दूर बैठा कोई मेरे पास अगर नहीं पहुंच सकता, मेरी फोटो से भी अगर कोई बात कर ले तो मैं सुनता हूं. The photos are not mere photos, they are Guruji. Wherever you place the photos, please see to it that you place them in a very respectful place. They should not be on your stairs. Like Guruji had once said, "Tode Guruji, todi podiyan te hege ne." Podiyan means in Punjabi, it means stairs. And I was wondering, why is he saying that? So that respect has to be given. And coming back to that day, when I was standing in the line in front of Guruji and he was distributing prasad and my turn came, he said, क्यों फिर? ना घर वाला काम आया, ना माँ प्यो, ना बच्चे, ना कोई और, तेरा गुरु काम आया, ले तेरी second life तू ऐश कर. Ash is that I'm alive. Ash is that I can eat my own food. Ash is that I can hear, I can see. He had told me, आँख, नाक, मुंह, कान आगे लगे हैं तेरे, पीछे नहीं, इस चीज का तू शुक्राना कर. Such simple things. But when you see people in hospital who cannot eat their own food, when you see that they can't breathe without life support, how difficult it is and how blessed we are. That is what he was trying to tell me that day. That how blessed I am. For me, he is God himself. I have seen God through my Guru. For me, he is everything. I can talk to him anytime, so can you. There is no special occasion that a Guru would come into your houses. He's always there. He's always there. It is you who has to take that step. Guruji had said, अगर मेरी तरफ कोई एक कदम लेके आता है, तो मैं उसकी तरफ 100 कदम लेके आता हूँ. It is so true. And once he had just taken us to a marketplace where there were so many people, and we were very surprised that Guruji would bless, but those people never came to know. They never knew that here is such a great divine spirit, and he's not letting himself known to the world. And I had asked him, I said, Guruji, why don't you disclose yourself? Why don't you show that you have these powers? Why is it that only a handful can know about this as of now? So he said, जो असल गुरु होगा, वो हमेशा अपने आप को लुकाएगा, meaning छुपाएगा. वो दुनिया से अपने आप को छुपाएगा. उसके पास इतनी पावर होती है कि वो कुछ भी कर सकता है. Then he told me, he said, लेख मिटा के अगर किसी का नया लेख लिखना है तो मेरे पास उसकी शक्ति है, लेकिन सृष्टि के फेर में मैं हस्तक्षेप नहीं करता. लेकिन जे गुरुआं दी मौज आ गई ते मैं कर सकना. Meaning he can do and rewrite a new life for anybody if he so wills. He can give time out of his kamai if he so wills. So whatever he decides, once you trust him, and आपने अगर उनको गुरु धारण किया तो फिर आपको वहां समर्पण करना पड़ेगा कि जो उन्होंने किया वो ठीक किया, क्योंकि जो उनकी शक्ति है, हम तो सारे इंसान हैं, हम वो सोच भी नहीं सकते जो वो सोचते हैं. उनको ऐसे रहस्य पता है जो हम इंसान आज तक ढूंढ नहीं पाए, साइंस भी नहीं ढूंढ पाई. गुरुजी ने कहा था कि डॉक्टर अपना काम करेंगे, मैं अपना काम करूंगा. दवाई भी तब लगती है जब मैं ब्लेस करता हूं. लंगर हम खाते हैं, हम छकते हैं और हम अपना चाय प्रसाद ग्रहण करते हैं. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम डॉक्टर की बताई हुई दवाइयां छोड़ दें. वो खानी है, दवाइयां साथ साथ चलेंगी. और गुरुजी ने बोला था कि मैं अपना काम करूंगा. उनकी रूहानियत और उनका काम उनको बेस्ट पता है, वो हम सोच भी नहीं सकते. और आप सोच सोच के थक जाएंगे कि ये कैसे करते हैं, क्या करते हैं, वो आपको नहीं आने वाला, क्योंकि उन्होंने किसी को बताया ही नहीं. His ways were very simple, कि आप जब उनको याद करते हो वो आपके पास ही हैं. He is always there. आपको महसूस करना है. So what he had said, मैनू याद करो, मैं हां. He said गुप्त पाठ गुप्त दान. एंड गुप्त पाठ के लिए उन्होंने ये बोला था कि जो साथ बैठा है उसको ये ना पता चले कि तुम पाठ कर रहे हो. इसीलिए जब आप देखते हैं, आप सभा में बैठते हैं तो टेप अगर चल रहा होता है तो हम अपने मन में कर रहे होते हैं. Another thing he had told me, which was कि जब जुबान पाठ करना बंद करे और दिमाग से पाठ हो तो वो असल पाठ. So when you imbibe and your subconscious mind is also saying your part, you're actually praying, and praying the way Guruji had taught. He had said, मेरा process light से है. When he was going to come to our house, he had asked me, he said, where am I going to sit? Where are you going to make me sit? So I said, Guruji, in the drawing room. So he said, is there ample light over there? So I said, yes, Guruji, I have just changed the chandelier a few months back. So he said, does it have enough light? क्योंकि मेरा process light से है, whatever that meant. But I was told that. And then he was very insistent that every corner of the room should also have light. Light as in white light, warm light. No concept of colored light was given to me or known at that time. गुरुजी के अपने तरीके हैं. जो भी करना है गुरुजी ने करना है. जब एक सभा लगती है तो गुरु विराजमान होते हैं और जो भी गुरुजी कर रहे हैं हम सोच भी नहीं सकते कि वो क्या कर रहे हैं और क्या कर सकते हैं. तो जैसा उन्होंने बताया वैसा ही हमने किया. लंगर, I was told, is my medicine. When we were new and we went to thank him to Jalandhar, he brought a tray, a round thali, and there were many rotis on it. Only my family was there, and उस time कोई सभा नहीं लगती थी वहां पे. So he brought it himself, and the moment he gave it, I saw that there were quite many. So I just picked up and I said, excuse me, but I have only one. And he took it and he banged it down on the thali and he said, eat this, it is your medicine. That day I was told that langar is not just food. Langar is a blessing. And it is Guruji's blessing, and we are not to question that. And he used to say, Sara khatam kar lo, zara sa bhi chhodna mat. Once he told me that mandir mein kabhi bhi sona mat, kyunki kalyan adhura reh jata hai. If you go to sleep while you are sitting in a sabha, like Guruji used to hold sabhas in the mandirs, whether it was Jalandhar Mandir or whether it was the Delhi Mandirs or the Dubri Mandir later, उस समय गुरुजी ने ये बात बोली थी. So we have to keep alert at all times and connect with him. He said, जब कोई मेरे बारे में बताता है, सबसे पहले तो वो blessings ले जाता है, और उसके बाद मेरा और सुनने वाले का direct connection होना चाहिए. Meaning that particular connection has to be your own with your Guru. If you are new and you have just come to know about Guruji, your connection is automatically made by Guruji himself. There's not much effort here. You just have to believe that here is a Supreme Power who knows you much better than you would know yourself ever. And whatever he can do for you, he would. आपको सिर्फ उन्होंने जो मुझे इंग्लिश का शब्द बताया था, वो था सरेंडर. He told me मुझे सरेंडर कर दो. तो वो सरेंडर करना बहुत आसान है. You just have to believe that Guruji, you are there, and however you would want to navigate my life, please do. But that mental block has to be eased out. You have to let go in his hands. And some people ask me that he told you directly, but what about us? We have not seen him in the physical form. For that, my answer is, you have to believe that he is there in the spirit form. And he is always there. Just like we were conditioned from childhood to believe that God you cannot see, but you can perceive with your inner eyes and your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. In the same way, you can perceive Guruji and you can connect with him very easily. It's not difficult. You just have to believe that he is listening to you. Whatever you are telling him, he is there for you. And whatever your answer is, will come right in front of you in your lives as circumstances. It is not any, anything where you have to like put 2 chits or something like that and pick up one. No, please don't do that. He had told me, Guru Anu chitti nahi likhi di. So that does not, it doesn't happen that way. That's what Guruji had said. So you just leave yourselves in his sharan and let him do what is best for you. Materialism is something he had said, do not ask for, because you do not know how much you need. And if you leave that on me, then I will give you what you actually need. And believe me, वो need से थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही देते हैं, काफी ज़्यादा ही देते हैं. So जहाँ हमारी सोच रुक जाती है, गुरुजी उससे बहुत आगे हैं, और हम वहाँ सोच भी नहीं सकते कि वो क्या-क्या हमारे लिए कर सकते हैं. So he does listen. That is what I'm trying to say here. He listens. When you talk, he listens. And you will get your answer. There is no particular ritual, so as to say, in Guruji's fold. There is no ritual. You are free to pray to God the way you want. He has never put any demarcations. But yes, आप जब गुरु धारण करते हैं तो आप फिर उनको बहुत ऊंचा दर्जा देते हैं. And he is always looking at us and he knows everything that we are thinking and doing and, whatever we are aspiring. He knows. So, I think we are all very blessed to be in Guruji's Sharan. And I could just share one thing with you that once I told Guruji, I said, Guruji, my hemoglobin is falling. And this was initially when I had met him, I told him this. I said, Guruji, it is 8. So he says, no, it's not 8, it is 6. And I turned to sit and he gave me a big thump on my back. I sat down and he said, 12 ho jao. That means it'll be 12. And after a month I got it checked, it was 11.6. So there were so many things which I did not know and he knew. He could cure any human being through another family member. If he so desired, he could tell you. If he didn't want to tell you, obviously you did not know. But he said, जब family da ek member भी मेरे कोल आ जाए, पूरी family da कल्याण हो जाता है. And intelligence, he once stated about it that यहाँ पे कुछ scientific नहीं चल रहा. यहाँ पे सिर्फ मेरी blessings चलती हैं. इसलिए जब जूते बाहर उतार कर आते हो, तो अपनी intelligence भी बाहर उतार कर आया करो. And intelligence, I would just like to say that it is not your thinking minds that he is wanting you to nullify. No. He just wants the doubts, the ifs, the buts, the skepticism to be kept out. Because it is easier for him to bless you once that is out of your mind. He can do anything, like I said, and each one of you would know your story. So whatever it is that you aspire to get from a guru, Guruji is there listening to all of you. Yeah, I said when he came to our house, he had asked for ample light. Because even when you pray in any pious place, lights are always on. There's no darkness in any temple. Lights are always on. And bright, warm and white light, which is because Guruji has his own process. अब जैसे 2 रोटी और जो भी लंगर में उन्होंने देना है, और ये चाय प्रसाद और लंगर आपका, ये दोनों चीजें जब आप लेंगे तब आपका प्रोसेस कंप्लीट होता है जो उन्होंने बताया. And process is the word that he had used. At times he would take us to people's houses where he said, I'm going to bless them. And there he would call a few of us to go with him. And there he would also say, कि Sangat karo. Sangat is what I'm doing right now. The satsang he used to call Sangat karna. And then he used to tell me, he would say, अब इनको बोल कि बाकी ना जो पूरी blessings लेनी है वो मेरे process वाले दिन आए जब मैं उधर मंदिर में बैठता हूँ. So in those times he used to sit Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So शाम को सभा लगती थी दिल्ली में, and Guruji had said कि वो मेरे process वाले दिन हैं. Because initially when we met him, yes, maybe we could open our mouths and ask him a few questions, but after he unfolded who he was, who he is, no way. There was I just could not ask him anything. उन्होंने जो भी बताया अपने आप बताया, वो कभी प्रवचन नहीं करते थे. He used to say no. जो बोल देने वो असल नहीं. So he always used to say कि no, a guru who has got powers can do anything by himself. He doesn't need any other medium. And we respect those orators who speak and heal people and help people through their lives. We're not talking about that particular aspect of people. That is a separate thing. So Guruji never did those pravachans, but these are those precious, precious times when we would be sitting on the floor and he would come and sit on the floor with us and he would say something and just pass away. You just go, sit somewhere else. After a time he would come back again. Then again he would say something. So all the blessings that he gave, we never asked. They were given of his own accord. And of course, he's always there to take care. that belief is there. Guruji is there, and anything going haywire in life, he would rectify. He would bring back anything which is imbalanced. Because everybody's life has ups and downs. So we are all very blessed. All of us. Anybody who comes to know of him also, I feel that's a blessing in itself. Because there was so many times that he would go by so many shops and colonies, and at that time we used to wonder, like nobody knows much about him. But today when we see those colonies, there are so many bhakts over there. There are so many shops where you have Guruji's photographs. Guruji knew. He knew. Once he had taken us somewhere and he took us to this gentleman's shop, which was a very small shop, but it had a lot of stuff lying in it. He was a manufacturer and he was a retailer, I would say, of these quilts. So he had a lot of material also on sale. And it was a very crowded market, and Guruji went with us. We went with Guruji rather, my husband and I. And Guruji said, "Chai prasad mangwao." So I just asked the peon over there. I asked him. I said, "Yahan chai milegi bhaiya kahin?" So he says, "Haan ji, paas ki dukaan mein hai." So we got tea in paper cups, which Guruji made chai prasad, and he gave it to everybody around, all the helpers in the shop, the gentlemen too. And then he started pointing to stuff lying in the shop. It was like lying high up. So he said, "Bring it down." He would just take it, touch it, and throw it on the other side. And this went on for quite some time, till the entire loft was empty. And everything was just lying helter-skelter. After that, Guruji took his leave and he went away. Some time passed, and my husband happened to meet that gentleman one day. And that gentleman says, "Who was that gentleman who came with you?" So my husband just told him, "Aapko bataya to tha, hamare Guruji hain wo." So he said, "हाँ, Guruji to hain, लेकिन ये तो किसी और ही दुनिया के हैं। मेरी इतनी गत थी मेरे घर में कि मेरे बच्चे मुझसे तू करके बात करते थे, मुझे कोई आदर मान नहीं देते थे, और जब से ही मेरी दुकान पे होके गए हैं, मेरे को इतनी इज्जत मिल रही है मेरे घर में, और इतने लोग मुझसे कर्जा लेके गए हुए हैं, मेरे पैसे तक वापस नहीं इन्होंने दिए, इतनी बार मैं बोल चुका हूं, वो खुद आ के मुझे मेरे पैसे पकड़ा रहे हैं। कईयों के पास तो मेरे पास उनकी पर्चियां भी खो गई हैं, लेकिन फिर भी वो कह रहे हैं नहीं ये आपको देना है। और इतना पुराना मेरा सामान था, इतना बैकलॉग था जो बिकता नहीं था, मेरे इतने पैसे रुके हुए थे उसकी वजह से। जो माल वो छू के गए, मेरी पूरी दुकान, सारा माल बिक गया। इसलिए तो बहुत कोई महान शक्ति है। सो गुरुजी यूज्ड टू जस्ट ब्लेस, एंड ही यूज्ड टू से, कितने कल्याण मैं ऐसे कर जाता हूं जो लोगों को पता भी नहीं चलता। सो ही इज कंटिन्यूअसली ब्लेसिंग मैनकाइंड। उनके लिए सिर्फ लोगों की भलाई करना है, उनको कुछ नहीं चाहिए हमारे से, कुछ भी नहीं। आप जो भी अपना कोई भी अगर कुछ भी योगदान करता है, तो वो इंसान गुरु उसी की झोली में वापस डालता है। इट इज गुरुजी एंड गुरुजी हिमसेल्फ एवरीवेयर, वेरेवर हम कहते हैं कि जी गुरुजी यहां हैं, वो ही हैं, वो ही चला रहे हैं, और वो हम सबको चला रहे हैं। सो यू आर द राइट प्लेस, प्लीज स्टे देयर। जय गुरुजी महाराज।
हर पल तेरे